Oh, hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome. I am Diane Mitchke, Dr. Diane Mitchke, and I am the director of the MSW program. Welcome. Um, this session will be discussing kind of everything you need to know about the MSW program here at UTA. So before we get started, what I'd like you to do is, if you would, please turn off your microphone and your video feeds. It will help me, it will help you be able to hear me better, and will reduce the amount of feedback that we have during the presentation. So if you could, if you see in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you should see a button that says Stop Video and Mute. If you'll click on both of those, and that way you'll be able to hear and see me, and we will have enough bandwidth to be able to go through with the orientation. So, as I said, my name's Dr. Mitchke. I'm the director of the program. I'm thrilled to welcome you to the UTA School of Social Work. The plan for this online orientation is basically to give you an idea of what you can expect from the program. I'm going to go over our curriculum as well as some of the support services that we have in place for you. If you have questions during the formal part of the presentation, if you will do me a favor and just hold on to them until we get finished, then at the end of the formal presentation, I will have you ask your questions using the chat feature here in Zoom. So to make sure you know how to do that, if you will do me a favor and click on the little chat button that's at the bottom of your screen and type me a quick hello, just to let me know that you are able to use that feature. Great. Good. Awesome. Perfect. Well, we are ready to go then. All right, we may have a few people join us as we continue, and that's just fine. I do want to let you know that I am recording the session, so that if you miss something or if you want to go back to something, if there's a link or an email address that you want to make sure to have, you will have access to this recording afterwards. So. All right, so without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. As I said, this orientation is for those of you who are new to the MSW program. This is a new student orientation for those of you starting this fall. In this session today, we will be talking about the different kinds of programs that we offer. Most of you, I think, that are here with me today are face-to-face students. So I'll be focusing mainly on the things that we have in place for face-to-face students in this session. Welcome to the UTA School of Social Work. If you haven't been to campus yet, this is a picture of the social work complex. We are on the north end of UTA's main campus, right in the heart of Arlington. We are located in a historic building. It's the old Arlington High School. So I hope to see you around the building sometime this fall. Welcome to Maverick Country. You're now a UTA Maverick. I have a link here to the maps feature on campus, and I will, I'll take you there so that you can see kind of what that looks like. Let me make sure that I'm sharing the right part of my screen here. So this is a map of campus. You can get to this from the website. But if you'll look here with me, we are located way up here on the north end of campus. Some of the important things to kind of be aware of on campus are the University Center, which is right in the heart of campus. And this is where you can get your Maverick ID. There's a Starbucks there. There's a food court as well as a cafeteria. So lots of different resources to access there at the University Center, which is also like our student union building. Just down the street from us on UTA Boulevard at the intersection of UTA and Spaniolo Drive is the UTA bookstore. I'll be talking a little bit later about how to access your textbook for the semester. But that's a good place to go to get your UTA swag if you don't have any already. The library is located just south of University Center. The library is a great place to go to have some quiet study spaces. They also have group study rooms that you can reserve, as well as lots of books, of course. And then finally, across Cooper Street over here, we have the Maverick Activities Center. And the Maverick Activities Center is our gym on campus. You, as a student here, you have free access to the gym, or the MAC as we call it. It's a really fantastic facility. All different kinds of free weights, an indoor track, treadmills, ellipticals, kind of everything you would want, as well as they have free group classes, exercise classes as well. So a good place to go and kind of de-stress. All right, so let's get back to the presentation. Now that you know your way around campus, I want to alert you to something called Maverick Stampede. Maverick Stampede is what happens the first 2 weeks of the fall semester. It is such a fun event on campus. It's all different kinds of things that are hosted during the first couple of weeks to get you excited about starting the fall semester. So if you go online to the UTA webpage and you type in Maverick Stampede, you will find this resource, which lists all the different great things that are happening this fall to get you excited. So everything from our convocation, which is a formal event where the president welcomes you to campus, which is followed by a huge after party with food and music, to a foam party, which again has lots of music and dancing. There's a pool party, there's a cookout, there's a waffle party, movies. So lots and lots of great fun things to do these first couple of weeks as you begin the semester. So I encourage you to engage in some of that, just to get you excited about what's going on here, both at the university and at the School of Social Work. So while you're here as a graduate student, I hope that you'll take advantage of the over 300 student organizations on campus. We have a whole bunch of student organizations within the School of Social Work, and we also have a lot of organizations outside the school as well. So there's bound to be something that you can get behind and get excited about. There is an incredible speaker series where we bring in internationally renowned speakers to campus to give presentations, and all of those engaging talks are free to you as students. You can get a Maverick Sports Pass for super cheap, and that gives you access to all of the UTA sporting events, basketball games, volleyball games, baseball, you name it. The Levitt Pavilion, if you are not familiar with Arlington, the Levitt Pavilion is within walking distance of the School of Social Work. It is a fantastic outdoor music venue that hosts free concerts on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights in the spring and the fall. You can bring your family, your dog, your friends, and a picnic blanket, and enjoy free live music under the stars. And also, you can bring a picnic dinner or whatever. And it's really a fun thing to do to kind of engage in the local Arlington community as well. The Dallas Wings are a women's professional basketball league, and we host them at our College Park Center. So if you ever would like to attend a women's pro basketball game, you can do that here on campus. If you find yourself at the Maverick Activity Center working out, you'll notice that the Dallas Wings work out there as well. So if you ever notice a huge group of 7-foot-tall women, that's probably who they are. They're our professional basketball team here in the Dallas area. I'd encourage you to download the UTA mobile app. This is just an app that you can download for free onto your smartphone. It gives you updates about what's going on here at the university. One of the things that I like best about it is its maps feature. Because not all of your classes will be held in the School of Social Work building, but instead all over campus, you can actually look up the building and the room that you're needing to find, and you can use that maps feature within the mobile app to get you walking directions all over campus. I'd encourage you to get connected with the School of Social Work. We have an active presence on social media. We're involved across all of these different platforms. So whatever platform you are comfortable engaging with, I hope that you will follow the school so that you can see kind of what's going on here in terms of great research happening, fun events going on. We'll also post information about deadlines and things like that. So it's a good way to just kind of stay in touch with the school. I mentioned books and the bookstore. You can actually go to the online website for the bookstore, which you get to by typing in uta.edu/bookstore. Once you get to the main page of the bookstore's website, you can click on books, and then you'll be able to enter your student ID number, which is your 100 number, into the search bar, and it will generate a list of the required textbooks that you need for your courses this semester. From there, you can either purchase the textbooks directly from the bookstore or rent them from the bookstore. You can also take the ISBN number of the textbooks and plug them into, Amazon or whatever place that you like to buy textbooks, and then you can purchase them that way. I will also say the bookstore does have a price match guarantee. So if you find a textbook that is available cheaper from an online retailer, you can show that to the bookstore and they will price match the price that you found. I'm going to take a brief pause for just a second. Doing all this talking is making me need to get a drink of water. So I'm going to fill up my water bottle really quick. If you can just bear with me just for about 1 minute while I go fill my water bottle up. I'll be right back. You can come sit behind me if you want to. Okay, thanks for bearing with me, guys. I'm back. So UTA is switching to a course management system called Canvas this semester. And I would encourage you to go ahead and explore Canvas on your own before the semester starts. There are a number of different resources that are available to you from UTA's website. And so I want to share a few of those with you right now. So first of all, one of the things that you might look at is the training resources that are available. If you type in Canvas into the search bar on UTA's webpage, you'll see a page that looks like this. It says Training for Students, and you can see that there are a whole bunch of different links to get you familiar with what Canvas is, how to do everything from logging in to understanding how to navigate your course. So if you would spend maybe 15 to 20 minutes before the semester starts next Wednesday exploring Canvas and making sure you're comfortable accessing the information on Canvas that you'll need for your courses, that would be a really good idea, because that will get you ready to start the semester and feeling confident about accessing your course. Even if you're only in face-to-face courses, your professors will still use Canvas to post materials and things like that. And so that's kind of the next thing I want to show you, is what a course might look like in Canvas. So let me go ahead and pull up a sample of what a course might look like, so you can have an idea of what to expect as far as that goes. So here is a course that I created in Canvas just as an example. This is a mock-up of our diverse populations course. And you can see, and when you log into Canvas, this is what you would see once you open up your course. So you can see that in the middle of the screen, there is a banner that tells you what the name of the course is. You can use these icons to learn a little bit more about your instructor, to download the syllabus. You can also use the menu items on the left-hand side of the screen to help you navigate through your course. Canvas courses are organized by modules, so that's where all the content in your course is. So if you click on the modules icon, what you'll see is basically these different modules that have content in them. There's all different kinds of content. Typically, a module represents 1 week of a course, but it may vary by instructor. So I would like to show you an example kind of a typical module, for example. So let's just click through this module together so you can see kind of what it might look like in any given week. So you can see this module is talking about the concept of privilege. So there's a brief overview. There's also then a video overview. This is designed for an online class, so all of the content is embedded into this course with the idea that students will not be meeting in person. So for this online class, you can see there are video overviews. There's also reminders about things that might be due for that particular module. If we use the next button at the bottom of the screen, you can see a list of the required readings for that module. So there's a reading from the textbook, and that has PowerPoint slides that accompany it. There are also some links to external articles that students are required to read for that particular week. You may, in your courses, have links to videos or podcasts that explain the concept a bit further. Here's an example of a quick video about privilege. Here's another link to an external video, and then finally a podcast, a short podcast that you can download and listen to. Privilege, there's a discussion about privilege. So in this particular discussion item, I'm asking my students to take a photo and post it, and then to respond to other students' posts about their privileges that they've posted. Then finally, this week has a quiz associated with it. So you would take a quiz directly here in your Canvas course and submit it here. And then finally, there are some additional resources connected to that week's particular topic, as well as a wrap-up video where, again, I'm talking, that's a really bad freeze frame, but I'm talking about kind of what we talked about this week and then how it connects to the next week's content. So that's kind of an overview of what Canvas looks like in your particular course in Canvas. You can expect it to look similar to what I've just shown you. Finally, one more thing I'd like to show you in Canvas, and that is the Student Success and Advising Canvas course. This may look familiar to some of you already because you have already been added to the Student Success and Advising Canvas course. If you don't see it when you log into Canvas, you will be added soon. We're adding more students every week so that eventually every student will have access to this course. And it's basically just a one-stop shop for you to be able to get resources that you might need from the school. So you can see there's a link to MSW Advising. There are writing resources that are available. There are recorded presentations about all the different kinds of writing assignments that you may have in your classes. So you can see that there is a presentation about using APA style. There's a presentation about the library, and then different videos that talk specifically about specific writing assignments in your courses. There are also, on this page, is a link to scholarship information, student organizations, and then a really great video where our social sciences librarian, Brooke Troutman, actually walks you through how to use the library, which databases are most relevant for social work students, and kind of does a little bit of hand-holding in terms of navigating the library's resources. So that is a resource that you should already have access to, and you will continue to add to that throughout the time that you're enrolled in the program. So I just wanted to kind of alert you to that already. I also wanted to talk a little bit about what you can expect from us and then what in turn we expect from you. So as an MSW program, I can promise you that our focus is on providing opportunities for you to develop your knowledge and skill related to social work practice. And we're going to provide those opportunities both inside the classroom setting as well as outside through opportunities that you can engage in to promote your practice knowledge. We will provide excellent instruction regardless of whether you're in a face-to-face classroom or in an online classroom. We will make sure that through your classes you have access to cutting-edge research and evidence-based practice in the field. What I want for each of you is for you to be able to graduate from the program knowing that you have the latest knowledge and skills in terms of social work interventions, so that when you go out and launch your career as an MSW social worker, you know that the interventions that you're engaging with your clients are proven to be effective. We're going to work really hard to make sure that you develop competency across all of the core areas of social work practice. These are the core areas that we're going to work most specifically on because these are the competencies that were developed by the Council on Social Work Education. So regardless of where you get your MSW degree in the United States, All MSW students must be competent across these 9 core areas of social work practice. And so we're going to be working to help you develop those competence and that expertise across these areas. I also want to assure you that we are committed to addressing all of you in a respectful way and acknowledging the unique diversity that is a part of our program. I'm excited about all of the different kinds of students that we have. We're one of the most diverse programs in the country in terms of ethnic diversity, in terms of age diversity, and socioeconomic diversity. So we're really excited about what that means for us as a program and what that means for you in your classrooms. We're going to work hard to make sure that your concerns are addressed in a timely manner, and we're going to make sure that we adhere to university policy and follow the procedures that are outlined in our program manual. In turn, we expect that you will abide by the UTA Honor Code and the Student Code of Conduct, that you are also aware of the National Association of Social Workers Code of Ethics and the State of Texas Code of Conduct, and that while you're a social work student, you will abide by the ethics and guidelines laid out in these codes of conduct, and that, again, you will adhere to policies and procedures in the manuals. One of the things that sometimes is difficult when you're in your courses is that one of the things we do in social work is we are not afraid to talk about really difficult topics. And sometimes the topics that we talk about are controversial, and sometimes students and faculty have really strong opinions about certain policies or different concepts that we cover in our classes. I would encourage you as a student to make sure that regardless of how controversial a topic is or how strongly you feel about a certain area, that you communicate those feelings in a respectful way, regardless of whether you're talking to your peers, to your staff here at the school, like your advising staff, as well as faculty. And then finally, I would just ask that you commit yourself to really devoting enough time and attention to pursuing your graduate degree. Pursuing an MSW is a big commitment. All of you have been accepted to the program, so you're all ready to accept the challenge. And I would just encourage you to make sure that you have space in your life to be able to devote to studying and reading and really engaging with the material in a purposeful way. In order to help you do that, we have a number of student support services available to you to assist you. Ms. Patrice Green is the coordinator of the Office of Advising and Student Success, and that office really exists to help students reach their graduation goals. It's staffed by MSW level academic advisors who all have experience in social work practice, so not only can they help you in terms of registration and enrolling in your courses, they can also provide career counseling advice. And so you're welcome to talk with them about your own career trajectory and what you'd like to do in your own social work practice after you graduate. They can also provide referrals, including referrals to other university services. This is the office you would go to if you experience a crisis and need help or want to access the counseling services that are provided by the university as well. Hopefully you've already met with your academic advisor or at least communicated via email. We break down our advising by student last name. If you have not yet enrolled in your fall classes, please reach out to your advisor so that they can help you get registered for fall, because courses start on Wednesday. I already talked a little bit about the Student Success and Advising Canvas course, so I'm not going to go back over that. But I do want to talk about some of the other university-wide resources that are available to you as graduate students. First, you should be familiar with the UT Arlington main homepage. Interestingly enough, just this morning when I logged into the uta.edu page, it has a completely new look. So it doesn't really look like this screenshot anymore. It has a different look. But I found that if you click on the students icon on the new homepage, you can get to all of the information you might need, including MyMav, your student center, your student email, and Canvas. I would encourage you to use the search bar on the main homepage. It's a powerful search engine, and typically whatever you're looking for from UTA, if you type in the keyword of what you're looking for, it will generate exactly the page that you need. One of the things that is useful also on this web page is the academic calendar. So you can type in academic calendar onto that search bar, and you can actually see the start and end dates of every semester until you graduate. So if you want to know the very last day that you're going to have to attend class as an MSW student, you can get that information from the academic calendar today. We also, in the School of Social Work, have our own web page. This web page is useful because it's where our student manuals are located, both for the MSW program as well as for field. We provide an updated calendar of events here on the calendar, as well as contact information for faculty and staff. We'll also post important announcements like scholarship information. So just so you know, within the next 2 weeks, you will be receiving an email to your UTA student email letting you know that the scholarship window is open and that you can apply online for scholarships for the fall semester. Once we review all of the scholarship applications and select the winners, the funds will then be put into your account and your student account, and they will be retroactive for the tuition for the fall semester. We have a counseling and psychological services department at UTA. Every UTA student receives up to 6 sessions free. So I would really encourage you, if you find yourself struggling at any point during your MSW career here at the while you're in school here, that you reach out. I think especially in the field of social work, you know, you're talking about some difficult things, especially when you get into your field internship and you're meeting clients that have really difficult issues that they're facing. It's hard not to take that on yourself and to struggle some with dealing with some of these really big issues. And so I would encourage you to access those free counseling services. If you need to exceed the 6 sessions that are free, they are available for a very cheap, I think it's $16 a session after that. So really a great resource for you. Where there's a career development center, both as part of the larger university, as well as we have an online career development center within the School of Social Work. But the University Career Development Center is a fantastic resource for you as you start thinking about launching your social work career. They will do mock interviews with you. They'll sit down with you and with a potential job application that you'd like to apply for, and then they'll actually do a mock interview with you and give you feedback on what you could do differently in the interview to really set yourself up to get your dream job. So it's a really neat resource. The other thing, like I was saying, in the School of Social Work itself, we have an online resource that provides tips for you in terms of crafting your resume to be specific to social work postings. We also have a job board where we will put any jobs related to social work that we hear about on there. And there's also information about licensure, which I'll talk a little bit about later. As students, you also have access to student health services where they have free and reduced price health services available to you on campus. If you don't have health insurance, you can purchase health insurance through the health center. If you do have health insurance, they accept most health insurances. So if it's more convenient for you to access care here on campus, you can do that. The Office of Student Affairs is a really useful resource in terms of figuring out how to get involved on campus, but also how to access some really important resources. One of the ones that I really like to point out is the Office for Students with Disabilities. If you at any point during your academic career to this point have needed to have accommodations for a learning difference or a disability, I would encourage you to go ahead and reach out to the Office of Students with Disabilities so that you can get registered with their office and have any accommodations that you need put into your file. That way, as you go through the program, if at some point in a class you find, you know, I really could use some of those accommodations because of my disability, that you already have an open account with them, and it will be really easy to put those accommodations into place at whatever point during your academic journey. Other resources include the Office of Information Technology. I would encourage you to get your email downloaded to your smartphone so that you can access it every day without any kind of barrier. So if you need help doing that, you can do that from OIT's website. There's a step-by-step guide to how to do that. If you ever have any kind of technological issues, though, they're also a good resource. You can email helpdesk@uta.edu. If you have questions that are specific about Canvas, there are Canvas tools within. Once you're logged into Canvas, you can do a live chat with a support person to get the help you need. You can also, there's a phone number you can call to talk to a support person within Canvas. But for everything not Canvas related, the help desk is a good place to go. You also will need to get your student ID card. Once you're registered for classes, which all of you should be, you can go to the University Center, which is right in the middle of campus. That's the building I was talking about that has the cafeteria and food court, and you can get your student ID card there. They'll take your picture and make you a card right there on site. It's right by the Starbucks in the University Center building. Finally, if you're going to park on campus, you're going to need a parking permit. You can go to the main website and type in parking in the search bar, or you can go to this website, which is uta.edu/PATS. And you can purchase a parking permit. There are a variety of different permits that you can choose from. There are permits that will let you park only in the evening. There are permits that will let you park during the daytime here right outside of our building. And there are also cheaper permits where you can park further away and then ride the shuttle. So it's kind of up to you and what works best for you and your budget. You need to be checking your email daily. We'll be sending out information regularly to your email address. We'll also be sending out an MSW newsletter weekly, so that will come out every Monday. And we're going to compile important information into that newsletter, so that I would encourage you to make sure that every Monday you take a look at the online newsletter and make sure that you're aware of the important dates that are coming up that week. Any important announcements we will post there also. You're automatically enrolled in the MSW student listserv, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, let's switch gears for a minute and talk a little bit about our curriculum. If you are coming into the program with an undergraduate degree in something other than social work, you will be starting with our foundation curriculum. The foundation curriculum consists of 26 semester credit hours of coursework designed to give you a generalist social work background. So you will start with taking coursework related to generalist practice at both the micro and the macro level. You don't need to take these courses in order, although I will say that the courses with the asterisks by them, so the first 3 courses on this list, are the prerequisites for your foundation field placement. In generalist micro practice, you're going to be learning about engaging with clients at the micro level. That means the individual client level. So you'll learn how to introduce yourself to clients, how to help clients who are maybe resistant to talking with you, how to kind of bring them out of their shell, some of the important kind of tricks and techniques for dealing with clients of different ages, and just really kind of those engagement and basic intervention strategies for working with clients. In your generalist macro class, you'll learn about social work at the community and organization levels. So you're going to be focused on how to engage communities and organizations in social change. You'll be learning about assessment strategies for larger kinds of social work practice opportunities. In human behavior in the social environment, you'll be focused on learning about lifespan development. So you'll learn about the theories that guide our understanding of human development from infancy all the way up to old age. You'll also be talking some about theories related to families, groups, organizations, and communities. In your human behavior and diverse populations class, you'll be learning about social justice issues. We cover all different kinds of isms in this class. So things like racism and sexism, ableism and ageism are things that we talk about in this class. And we talk about the things that social workers can do to intervene and to promote social justice with vulnerable populations. You'll take a foundation policy class that will give a historical overview of social welfare policies within the United States and how our policies in the U.S. differ from those internationally. You'll take a beginning research class that will give you kind of the ins and outs of writing a basic research proposal and understanding basic concepts within social work research. And then finally, you'll complete a field placement, which will be 480 hours. That is typically spread across 2 semesters, 240 each semester. And I'll talk more in detail about what you can expect from your field placement in a little bit. Once the foundation curriculum is finished, you'll move into the advanced curriculum. For those of you who are coming into our program with a bachelor's degree in social work and have been granted advanced standing, you'll start with the advanced curriculum. We have 2 concentrations available, both community and administrative practice, as well as direct practice. Within those, we have 5 specializations. Community and administrative practice is its own specialty area, but within direct practice, we have mental health and substance abuse, children and families, health, and aging. Community administrative practice is one of our smallest concentrations. We have 2 options for students interested in our CAP program. We have a mixed mode cohort for advanced standing students. That means that students take 2 classes face-to-face and 2 online each semester in a structured program with a cohort. We also have the option of doing a non-cohort program where you choose your own classes and how many you take each semester, and we have that available to both advanced standing and traditional students. Students who are interested in pursuing a community and administrative practice specialty are typically students who are interested in macro-level social work. These might be students who are interested in getting involved in politics, in grant writing, in being administrators of social service agencies, and supervisors. So we have a curriculum designed around community organizing as well as administrative practice experience. Mental health and substance abuse is one of our most popular specialty areas. We have a number of different options for students, including a mixed mode cohort, as well as a face-to-face cohort for both for advanced standing students. If you're an advanced standing or a traditional student, you also have the opportunity to do one of our online cohorts, as well as a non-cohort option, which allows you to choose your own classes and how many classes you'll take each semester. Most students who are interested in mental health and substance abuse are interested in learning how to diagnose and treat mental illness, or treat substance abuse and substance disorders. So in this concentration, you will focus on learning about the diagnostic and statistical manual and how to diagnose conditions. You'll also learn about how to treat some of the most common mental health conditions and some of the evidence-based practice around social work interventions designed to treat mental health problems. Children and families is our other very popular specialty. We have the same kinds of options for children and family students as we do for mental health students, since these are our two biggest specialty areas. Children and families is typically a choice chosen by students who are interested in a wide variety of social work topic areas, including things like adoption and foster care, school social work, dealing with homelessness, working with refugees and immigrants on a variety of social service needs. So many different kinds of topic areas related to social work fall within the children and families framework. Also, for children and family students, we do have a stipend program for those of you who are interested in pursuing child welfare as your career. There is a stipend program that you can participate in if you want to commit to working for CPS after you graduate. And there's information about the Child Welfare Stipend Program, which is a tuition reimbursement program, available on our School of Social Work website. So you'll see there's a pull-down menu specifically for the Child Welfare Stipend Program. It is a competitive program because it offers a very large tuition reimbursement of approximately $5,000. So if you're interested in that, I would encourage you to explore the information on the website and reach out to the contact information for the program. Her name is Karen Jones, and she would be happy to talk with you about the requirements for applying for the stipend. We also have a health specialty area. The health specialty is available in two formats. We have a mixed mode cohort for advanced standing students, as well as non-cohort programs available to advanced standing and traditional students. One of the great things about the health cohort or the health program in general, is that we have a really strong interprofessional educational program connected with our health curriculum. And what that means is that we are able to partner with other departments like nursing, kinesiology, and public health, both here at the University of Texas at Arlington, as well as with other institutions in the DFW Metroplex. For example, UNT Health Science Center, as well as UT Southwestern in Dallas, to provide students with some really great training about interdisciplinary healthcare. And so you work with a team of other students in other disciplines to address different case studies and how a social worker might address a particular case as compared to a nurse or a public health student. So really, really neat, engaging, hands-on material that is provided through the health curriculum. Finally, aging. Right now, aging is our smallest specialty, and so we have we have an online cohort that is available to advanced standing students who are interested in pursuing a career in aging. And if you are a traditional student and you don't have advanced standing status, you can finish the foundation curriculum. So you could participate, as a full-time student in the foundation program. And then you can join the aging cohort next fall if that's something that you're interested in. Please talk to your advisor about that possibility. Our aging curriculum is really strong. We have a really great faculty who focus on aging research, and so they're really leaders nationally in terms of looking at things like family caregiving and topics related to hospice care, as well as aging and programs that social workers are involved in to help promote well aging and healthy older adult social programs. So we also have a few dual degree programs that we have options for you. And basically what a dual degree is, it's the opportunity for you to get another degree while you're getting your MSW. The really cool thing about dual degree programs is that because we have these established partnerships with these other degrees, basically what it means is that you can reduce the time it takes you to graduate as well as the cost. So for example, if you, let's say you're a traditional student in our program and you're going to go full-time and take and get your MSW in 2 years. Let's say you also wanted to pursue a Master of Public Administration at the same time because you're interested in being a leader, in some kind of social service organization, and you want to learn more about public administration. And let's say that degree program is also typically a 2-year program. If you pursued both degrees while you're a student here at UTA, you can graduate in 3 years instead of 4 years, which it would take you 4 if you did them separately. So that saves you not only time, but also money. So each program is a little bit different. We do have degree plans on our website, and you can also reach out to your advisor to get more specific information about what your degree plan might look like should you do a dual degree. As an MSW student, there are lots of opportunities for you to engage in research. At the MSW level, we have paid research positions for MSW students. Those positions are called Graduate Research Assistants, or GRAs. You'll see information both in the MSW newsletter as well as pushed to your email address when positions become open. They will send you a link to an application that you can apply for, and then should you be selected, you'll then work with a faculty member who has a funded research project and help them with their research. Another opportunity for you to engage in research is through an independent study course. An independent study course would have you partnering with a faculty member for a 3-hour course, which would take the place of an elective course, where you can get hands-on experience doing research, either your own research or working with a faculty member on their research project. You also have the opportunity as a MSW student to do a thesis. A thesis is your own research that you are able to conduct under the supervision of a faculty member. On our UTA homepage for the School of Social Work, you will see there's a drop-down menu for the faculty and staff. From that menu, you can see all of the different topics that our faculty and staff have expertise in. So the different research projects they're involved in, the different areas of research that they're engaged in, as well as the different practice expertise that our faculty have. So if you want to do a thesis thesis and you're interested in a particular area of research or practice, you can go to our website and look at the different things that our faculty are engaged in and see if there's a match for you. I can also, if you reach out to me and tell me that you're interested in doing a thesis, I am happy to talk with you about what is involved, as well as link you up to faculty that I think might be good matches for your interest. So please reach out to me if that's something you might want to pursue. You can also, of course, serve as a volunteer research assistant working with a faculty member on their research projects. And then we do have miscellaneous funding opportunities for short-term research assistance. So maybe we need help just with a 10-hour data entry project. So you can be paid for short-term research projects as well. If you want more information about research happening at the school or how you can get involved in research happening, you can go to our website and pull down the research menu, and you'll see all different kinds of information about how to get involved in research here at the school. Or you can contact Dr. Aaron Hagedorn directly, and his contact information is listed here on the screen. He is our assistant dean for research. So for the first time, we are offering a study abroad program this fall. It is not too late to register if you would like to come with us to Belize. We are really excited about this opportunity. It's a 2-week trip to Belize, and it will happen in October. You'll receive course credit for 6 courses. I'm sorry, 6 semester credit hours. It will focus on community health promotion and comparative health policy. You can participate even if you are in other courses this semester. We have every one of the students going is also registered for other courses. If that's something that is piquing your interest, I would encourage you to reach out to your advisor and let them know that you want more information about this study abroad opportunity. Your financial aid can also cover study abroad, so you're not necessarily having to pay out of pocket for your study abroad opportunity. So really excited about that. I hope that we have, I think, 5 slots left for students. So do reach out and let us know if you're interested. You can email me directly or you can email your advisor. Okay, so moving forward, what is next after the MSW? First of all, most of you will want to get licensed. When you graduate from our program, you'll graduate with an MSW degree. About 2/3 of employers require a license. The license that you're eligible for immediately upon graduation is called the LMSW. And the LMSW, you can actually apply to take it in your final semester of enrollment in the program. You will request a letter from the dean, and you'll submit that letter to the licensing board, who will grant permission for you to sit for the exam. You take it at a local testing center, and then when you pass it, you are licensed as an MSW, so you can practice social work in that way. Some of you will decide that you want to go on and pursue your LCSW, or your licensed clinical social work. And if you want to do that, there are some additional requirements. The LCSW requires that you find a job where you are in a clinical social work role. They also require that you have supervision with an LCSW supervisor for 4 hours each month. So once you have a position that qualifies, you can complete your 3,000 hours of clinical social work experience, which comes out to about 2 years of full-time employment. And then you'll apply in the same way to the board to take the LCSW exam. If you decide to do this route, the reason most social workers, if they choose to do the LCSW, the motivation for that is that they want to be able to diagnose and treat mental illness independently. So they want to be able to bill insurance, for example. They can have their own private practice and not require supervision from, another provider. But it kind of just depends on the position that you're interested in. A lot of social work positions do not require the LCSW. Once you have your LMSW, you are qualified for most social work positions. I encourage you to get connected while you're here in the program. We have a whole bunch of student organizations within the School of Social Work that are available to you. So, we have organizations that are connected to your specialty area or your area of interest. We also have other organizations that are designed around things like environmental justice or global issues like immigration and refugees. We also have a spirituality and social work organization. So lots of different opportunities for you to get involved on campus and really engage with other students and develop your own network. We will be starting a new program this fall. I'm really excited about it. It's called a Graduate Student Leader Program. I'll be sending information about it next week in our first newsletter. We're basically going to have a graduate student leader representing each cohort of our students, and we'll also have 3 graduate student leaders that will represent our face-to-face non-cohort programs. Basically, the role of a graduate student leader is to be an advocate for the people that you are representing. You will be responsible for disseminating information to your constituents, and we'll host listening sessions with students to provide feedback about what's working in the program and what's not working in the program. I'm looking for students who are engaged in social media and excited about the UTA School of Social Work. Students who decide to be graduate student leaders and remain in good standing will be given special honor cords that they can wear at commencement, as well as free t-shirts, because everybody loves a free t-shirt. But most importantly, we'll gain really valuable leadership experience and make lasting connections and network with other students. As I said, I'll be sending more information out through our newsletter next week. There will be a link to an online application to apply to be a graduate student leader. It will be a really simple application, so don't let that scare you off. I am excited about the opportunity to really connect with students on a deeper level and make sure that all of the students in our program are getting the kinds of information and attention that they deserve. We also have a new program called Microsoft Teams. This is something that the university has just purchased from Microsoft. It is going to be an online support network for you. So you will be added to a team with students who share your degree plan. So for example, if you are an on-campus student who is in our children and families specialization, you will be added to a team that is made up of all of our on-campus children and family students. And we will be you'll be able to communicate with one another. We'll be able to share information with you about special events happening that relate to your specialization. Perhaps there's a guest speaker, something like that. We can push it to you because we think that you're interested in it according to your specialty. You can also do live video chats with your peers. So it should be a really great way to kind of get connected and feel like you have a support network available to you through your fellow students. We'll be sending more information about that once the semester gets started and showing you how you can connect with your peers via Microsoft Teams. I'd encourage you to participate in listening sessions, in different online training opportunities, as well as opportunities on campus where guest speakers are presenting about topics related to social work. That's one of the great things about graduate school is you have access to all these great resources. So please take advantage of that. Read the weekly newsletter. It's going to help you make sure you don't miss anything in terms of deadlines and important dates. And then finally, reach out to others in the program and connect. You guys are all here because you share a passion for social work. So break down those barriers that come with, not knowing one another, and really begin to develop a support network as you begin the program. The last thing I want to talk about today is our field education program. In social work, we believe that field education is really the core of social work education practice, because through your field internship, you're going to be able to gain hands-on experience and be supervised by an experienced social worker out in the field. So you'll get to practice social work before you actually graduate and are hired to do social work. So it's really a great opportunity. We have a number of people I want to introduce you to here within the field office itself. Dr. Donetta Smith is our Assistant Dean of Field Education. Ms. Andron Williams is the administrative assistant for the field office. So if you have a question about field more generally, you can email sswfield at uta.edu, and Ms. Williams will answer your email and give you any information you might need. We have a number of advisors that are here to help you as you embark on your field experience. Natalie Mangum is the field advisor for all foundation students. So if you are a student in our traditional program, meaning you're coming in without a BSW, you will work with Natalie as you begin to nail down your foundation field placement. Hector Ramos is our newest advisor. He works with advanced mental health and substance abuse students. So for those of you who are going into your advanced field placement, Hector will be your contact. Monica Brown is the field advisor for our advanced children and family students, as well as our community and administrative practice students. And Sharon Martin is the field advisor for our advanced health and aging students. So if you're a traditional student and you're starting with your foundation placement, you'll work with 2 advisors during your time in the program. If you are an advanced standing student, you'll only work with 1 advisor. I would encourage you to begin thinking about how you are going to manage the requirements of a field placement now. None of you will be starting your placement this semester, of course, but most students who are successful in balancing the demands of a field placement with the other things they have going on in their life start early by thinking about how they're going to navigate this process. And so, if you're working either full or part-time, now is a good time to start having a conversation with your supervisor about ways that you can accommodate your field placement. So can you flex your time? Can you start banking your vacation hours? What are some of those things that you can do to make sure that you can be successful in your field placement? Because nights and weekend placements are limited. It's difficult to find social workers who work all night long, or who want to work all evening or all weekend long. And so because your internship requires you to have a supervisor on site, it's hard to find a supervisor, a social worker out there in the field that wants to supervise you at midnight. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about what kinds of placements might work for you. You're going to need to check your email often. I hope that I've emphasized this quite enough through this presentation, but that is how you're going to get information that will be crucial to starting your field placement. The field office will send you information about when the application window is open, and it'll be really important that you don't miss that window of opportunity. Throughout the duration of your enrollment in the MSW program, you must have a 3.0 GPA in order to maintain good standing in the program. If you fall below that 3.0, you will be placed on academic probation. So make sure that if you get a C in a course, that you also have an A in another course so that you can get back to that 3.0. One of the policies that we have in place is that you must have a 3.0 or better to enter into your field placement. So if you have a 2.999, we're not going to let you go into field. You have to be in good standing to be able to enter your field placement. So just keep that in mind. There are 3 prerequisites for entry into foundation field. You're ready to do your foundation placement if you have completed the first 3 foundation courses, 5301, 5304, and 5306. You can do your placement across 2 semesters. That's what we call a split placement, where you're doing a minimum of 480 hours across 2 semesters. So that's 240 each semester, which comes out to about 16 hours per week. The first semester, you would also have a seminar that would accompany your field placement. So that would be an actual course that you take that accompanies your field placement. In the second semester, you don't have a course that accompanies your field placement. Some students choose to do a block placement. This would mean that you would complete all 480 hours in the field in only 1 semester. Depending on the semester, in the fall and spring semesters, that's about 32 hours a week in the field. If you're trying to do a block placement in the summer, you're looking at about 44 hours a week in the field. So yes, even more than full time. So it can be a whole lot. Block is not as popular as split, simply because most students have, other things that they're trying to manage and can't commit that much time each week to a placement. You are ready to enter your advanced placement if you have advanced standing status or you have finished all of your foundation coursework, and if you're a CAP student, if you have finished your 5312 course. For your direct practice specialty areas, if your children and families, the same is true. You have to have finished all your foundation coursework. Then you also need to have finished 5311, which is our advanced micro practice class, as well as 5362, which is our direct practice related to your specialty. And that's the case across the board with our direct practice specialty areas. Each of them requires you to take 5311, advanced micro practice, and then the direct practice course associated with your specialty for you to be ready to enter your advanced field placement. Your advanced field placement works the same way as the foundation placement does. You need 480 hours. Most students do that across 2 consecutive semesters, so about 16 hours a week each semester in the field. You will not have a seminar course associated with your advanced field placement, so you won't have a course to either attend or do online related to field in your advanced semesters. Again, you do have the option of doing a block placement where you do all 480 hours in 1 semester. In terms of applying for your field placement, your application will not be approved until the field office receives the certificate of insurance, providing you that proves that you have purchased professional liability insurance. We are working with the university right now to actually see if we can incorporate the liability insurance into your tuition and fees so that you won't have to go out and actually purchase liability insurance yourself, but instead you can get liability insurance provided by the school. So when none of you are entering field this semester, so it really isn't applicable to you this semester, but when you are beginning to apply for field, look at the emails that they'll contain information about whether or not you need to purchase your own liability insurance or whether the school will cover you. The field office reviews your application once you submit it and matches your needs with an agency request. At the foundation level, you'll do what's called a micro-macro field placement, and so the setting of your placement will not necessarily correlate to your advanced placement or your advanced specialty. So you may be focused for your specialty area on aging, but for your foundation placement could be working with children, for example, because they don't correlate. Now, what's different is that at the advanced level, once you go into your advanced placement, your placement will have to directly correlate to your specialty area. So if you know for sure that you want to do a placement in a hospital setting, you need to make sure that your specialty area is health, because hospital placements are reserved for health students. Also know that if you are specializing in health or mental health and you want to be placed at a hospital, it's typical that most hospitals require some additional testing and verification. So for example, many hospitals will require that you do get a criminal background check, that you provide a list of the immunizations you've had. Some of them will require you to take a CPR class. So just be aware of that if you are in a hospital setting, there may be some additional requirements that you'll need to work on prior to starting your placement. You'll have a field liaison that is assigned to you that will be your instructor of record with UTA when you're in your field placement. This is the person that's going to kind of be a mediator between you and your field instructor at your agency. If you ever have a problem during your field placement, Dr. Smith asks that you first reach out to your field instructor. That's the person at your agency. If you can't resolve the issue there, then you would reach out to your liaison. That's your instructor here at UTA. Still, after that, if a situation still cannot be resolved, it would be escalated to your field advisor. And then finally, it would go to the Assistant Dean of Field Education, Dr. Smith. We ask that you abide by the NASW and State of Texas Codes of Conduct and that you accept supervision both from your supervisor at your placement as well as from your field liaison, and that you will submit all of your documentation on time, of course, while you're in your placement. The field website and the field calendar specifically list all of the different important dates for applying for field, forms that you might need. Every semester we do conduct several field orientations. And so in the semester prior to beginning field, we would encourage you to participate in one of those field orientation sessions. It will give you much more detailed information about the field experience than I'm providing with you now. Okay, unfortunately I don't have any door prizes since we're online, but I do want to now open up the floor for questions. So what I would like you to do is, if any of you have any questions for me, will you please go ahead and type your questions in the chat box. And then we will see if we can try to get your questions answered. So I'm going to wait for a couple of seconds so that you have time to type your questions. Do you have any questions while we're waiting?
It was a lot of information.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but I think I almost got everything that you mentioned, and I did note some of the importance.
Okay. Well, there will also be, as I was saying earlier, I have recorded this session. So if you want to watch it again, or if you feel like you missed something, you can always look back and watch the recording. I'll have the recording available on YouTube. Caitlin says, because of the prerequisites, is it possible that field won't be our last semester? Correct. It kind of depends. I would say most students in their final semester are finishing up the last half of their field placement, as well as taking integrative seminar, which is our last class that's required in the program. That's not always the case, certainly, but most students that are in their final semester are enrolled in field in that final semester. Any other questions? I must have done a really great job if y'all don't have any questions for me. Okay, well, oh, it looks like, Tamnika, are you raising your hand? You can type a question if you have one. I see a little hand, so I'm assuming that means you have a question. Yes, okay. Okay. Okay, maybe if you want to just unmute yourself, because it looks like we're having trouble getting your question. Tamnika, if you want to just ask me your question, that would be fine. Okay, we may have a little bit of a connection problem. I'm not sure. Oh, here we are. Okay. So Tamnika is asking if we do a dual master's and we are taking advanced standing, can we take 17 hours a semester? So anything over 15 hours requires approval from me as the program director, because the maximum amount of hours you're supposed to take as a graduate student is 15. If you're doing a dual program, sometimes we can make an exception for that. It just kind of depends on the situation, and we kind of look at that as a kind of a case-by-case basis. But yes, it is possible to exceed that 15-hour maximum in extenuating circumstances. I also got a question, looks like from Christine. She says, if I'm able to take the first 3 courses required to start internships in the fall, can I start internships in the spring? Yes, you may. As long as you finish the prerequisites, you'll be ready to start your internship in the spring semester. So you can actually, you'll be wanting to look for the application, the field application announcement. I think that it will probably come out at the very beginning of October. So be on the lookout for that, because you'll go ahead and apply. If you want to start your internship in the spring, you'll go ahead and apply this fall for your internship. Let's see. Christine is asking about her advisor. And yes, so if some of you got advised earlier this summer, you may have met with a different advisor than the one who is now assigned to you. That's because we hired a couple of new advisors, and so we kind of redistributed the students. So if your last name, Christine, is A, then your new advisor is Valerie. So she will be your advisor moving forward. Any other questions for me? Kelsey says, does the program adequately prepare you for passing the licensing exam, or would you recommend purchasing a study guide? Certainly, the the licensing exam is related to what you're learning in our program. That said, I would say the majority of students do decide to purchase a study guide to prepare them for taking the licensing exam. There are also courses that are available, you know, short, like a Saturday course that reviews all of the information. And one of the things that I think is most helpful in preparing for the licensing exam is actually being able to take practice tests. I don't know that if any of you remember taking the SAT or the ACT, but the thing that really improves your score the most on these standardized kinds of tests is actually just having the experience of practicing and taking the tests and seeing what the kinds of questions that they're asking are. So you can actually purchase practice tests also with your study guide. And I think that's how students that I've seen have the most success. Our pass rate is really high. Please don't stress about whether or not you're going to pass. Most of our students pass on the first try. Okay, well, not seeing any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the call. I want to thank you all for being here with me today. I appreciate your attention. I'm excited that you've chosen UTA and the School of Social Work to pursue your graduate degree. I look forward to meeting all of you and hopefully getting to know you a bit as you continue in our program. As I said, I've recorded the session, so if you need to access it again, we will be sending you the direct link to it. And otherwise, have a great last few days of the summer, and we'll talk soon. All right, thanks everyone.